April is an excellent time to head for the water. Whether it be to drive the craggy coastline of California, to paddle in the tropical lagoons of Palau, or even to find rich culture on the outlying islands of Vanuatu. A sprinkle of around 200 lush green limestone outcrops, sheltered lagoons, white sands, and blindingly turquoise seas. The Micronesian nation of Palau looks pretty amazing above water. But it's underwater where things become truly spectacular. This is a subaquatic version of the Serengeti, with 1,500 fish species, soft corals, sheer drop-offs, and World War II wrecks. Palau is balmy year-round, and there's really no bad time to dive here. However, dry season April is a good choice when seas are calmer and clearer. Whale sharks and manta rays are more likely January to April, while green and hawksbill turtles are most often seen April to July. The icing on the cake? Jellyfish Lake, a lagoon pulsating with 1 million translucent stingless jellies. It's a little bit like snorkeling through an immense underwater ballet. Around 80 Robinson Crusoe-esque islands make up the Pacific archipelago of Vanuatu. Around the capital, Port Vila, the country has the sort of high-end resorts you could hang around in for a fortnight, doing nothing but squishing sand between your toes. But visit a traditional village on an outer island and you'll find a very different Vanuatu indeed. This vibrant, volcano-pocked nation is home to 100 different indigenous languages, a cannibalistic past, and colourful tribal rituals. Head to Pentecost Island on any Saturday from April till June to see Vanuatu culture at its most energetic. You'll find rickety timber towers, 20 to 30 metres high, and young men leaping from the tops with only a vine tied around their ankles to break their fall. An age-old fertility rite, it celebrates the yam harvest, and it's inspired many a bungee jumper since. The Pacific Ocean and the US coast meet most sensationally at Big Sur. This 93-mile stretch of Californian shoreline is scantily populated and wonderfully wild. Yet somehow Highway 1 has been hewn into its cliffs to create what might be the world's greatest coastal drive. April is a great month to take to the wheel. Clear, sunshiny skies of 20 degrees Celsius and far less traffic than in the height of summer. You could cover Big Sur in a day, but don't. Dally on the headlands and beaches and watch spring arrive on the trails of the Santa Lucia Mountains, a scrubby range rising a mile high straight out of the waters of the Pacific. Also, there are reasons to linger at either end of the road. In the south is the dizzyingly opulent Hearst Castle, the sometime home of 20th century newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst, said to be the inspiration for Orson Welles' Citizen Kane. And in the north, the twin towns of Carmel by the Sea and Monterey Bay, bohemian retreats with resident populations of sea lions and sea otters. And those are our top tips for coastal adventures in April, because it's always the perfect time to travel somewhere.